Some 52 years ago, my mother, my father, and I came and settled right in this room. And we came from the relocation center. We thought, wow, big room, you know. But for me, it was rather odd because I had gone to tip school here before that, before the war. So I had classes in, Japanese language classes. That took place until that Pearl Harbor Day, and then that Monday, that was it. No more Japanese school.
We had a family of 6 living here, my mother and father, and a brother who was 1 year older, and a couple of younger sisters.
At the time, when we moved in, there was 5 children. And there was a couple that my husband knew very well. Somehow, he knew Mr. Mihara. Mr. Mihara was in our block 41 and contacted him, and somehow we got a room. I thought it was $6. I remember $6, but someone said, is it week or month? Then I got confused.
My mother was approached, she had heard, or someone had heard of this family who needed a place to stay. And so she was asked, since there are only 3 of us, can we share this room? These are total strangers.
I remember exactly how it was laid out. It was laid out pretty much like the Tokitas had. We had partitions here. There's a dresser here and a partition that went about to there. We had a refrigerator over here, and this was the kitchen area, as there's no running water, of course, but there was one electric burner there that sometimes we used to heat food.
I kind of vaguely remember certain things, but like I said, when you come in, then there was the sofa right along there. And then right in that area, there was a round, table. We had, I don't know what size table. And I thought we had army blankets, as a divider, but she says, no, that was upstairs, because we lived upstairs too. But she said it was all these boxes that she stacked up as a divider.
But as I come back to this room today, I just somehow felt that the room was much larger than this for some reason, And I remember we strung up a wire or a rope or something, and we hung up sheets, didn't we?
Yes.
To separate the 2 family units,
I
It was sort of traumatic because the men's bathroom was down the hall there, and it wasn't like the ladies' room. The ladies at least had doors on their booths. Ours didn't. Okay. So when anyone opened the door, you could see right in there. And I could see sort of leaning against the partition. And
girls' bathroom, there was only 1 shower. So you kind of wait in line to take a quick shower.
I used to do the cooking. I used to go downstairs, take the rice pot, bring it up back up, help my mother bring up all the food. My mother did the rest of the cooking. I remember bringing them all upstairs.
Well, we all had to help.
And then we all had to carry all the dishes downstairs and wash. And the laundry room was down there. We used to do the washing down there whenever everybody had to take turns, doing the wash.
It just worked out. And, this huge stove with all kinds of pans, huge. It took up the whole width of the room.
At the beginning, we didn't have a washing machine, but eventually someone got hold of 2 washing machines with a wringer type, the wringer type machines. So we were able to use that.
With a hand wringer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We all had our own system of taking turns, and we never quibbled or anything. It was your turn. We just took our turn.
I think we all kind of whispered, didn't we? We were all very polite.
Her mother would say, oh, we're so sorry to impose on you, or something like that. And then maybe my mother might give such a response like, oh no, it is an honor to share our humble abode, you know.
We all used to play in the hallway there. The boys used to always play marbles and whatnot out there, and us girls would bother them. And
Outside, we'd play Jintori, and we'd play Flash War at night, you know, with flashlights and things like that. So
we played baseball. I used to try to hit it real hard right at the feet of the pitcher, whereas everybody else tried to put a line drive into the fence. And you hit it a little bit too high and over the fence it goes.
We had our skates. I was telling you about our metal roller skates that we cherished, and we always wore our key around our neck and skated all around here.
You know, that's how the bigger families all got to know each other. Just because, you know, we always had brothers and sisters about the same age. And so they were all playing together.
One thing I remember though, I started dating about that time, you know. Must have been about 18, 19 years old. And I hated it when the guys came after me here. I was embarrassed.
I was
And
too.
then, yeah.
The others were just youngsters. And so
They remember the socialization among the kids. I mean, they're all playing together in a group, but then like Yasko and I and Art, we were teenagers.
So we had a lot of difficult times, I think. I did.
Other people who didn't live here were in apartments
Or homes.
or homes, you know, whether it was rented or bought. I mean, regular homes. But we're still living like we did in camp. That was the source of embarrassment.
My mother and I would go out in the evenings when she was off work, and we would go to the Japanese-owned apartment houses in this area and look for vacancies. But it was very, very difficult.
Well, we were poor. My family was. And so, you know, it wasn't talked about out loud. We just understood that the folks wanted to get out of here as fast as we could, but we can't do it until we have enough money saved. That's why all the kids went to work. It wasn't for our own allowances. I gave all my money to my dad.
Well, in my opinion, it was a pretty good transition from camp to everyday life. We spent 2 years here, and it gave us a chance to get our feet on the ground.
It was just one of the stopovers that we made before going on to regular life. It was just a temporary place. Nobody came here to stay forever.
Our families became very close, especially our mothers. They formed a lifelong friendship as a result of our having been able to share this wonderful room with them.
You tell your grandchildren when you find them quibbling over, oh, this is my room, that's my room. You try to tell them, you don't realize how things are good for you. Used to be, for us, it was much different. Unless you actually experience something like this, it's hard to relay that information to a generation or a generation below that.